Time doesn't actually pass at the same rate for everyone. Your brain controls how fast it moves, and the rate changes based on factors you can measure, predict, and in some cases, deliberately alter. There is no clock in your brain, not one, no single region that tracks time the way a watch tracks seconds. What the brain does instead is construct the experience of time passing from indirect signals, neural firing rates, the density of new information being processed, the activity level of the amygdala. Change any of those signals and the felt duration of an experience changes with them. The clearest demonstration is the near-death experience. Survivors of falls, car accidents, and cardiac events consistently report that time slowed dramatically, that seconds felt like minutes, that they had time to think through entire sequences of thought before impact. David Eagleman at Stanford studied this directly. He dropped participants from a 150-foot platform onto a net, terrifying but survivable, and had them wear a special perceptual chronometer on their wrist that flashed numbers too fast to read under normal conditions. The hypothesis was that if time genuinely slowed during fear, participants would be able to read the numbers. They couldn't. Time had not actually slowed. What had happened was different and stranger. The amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, had switched into a high recording mode, laying down memories at a much higher density than normal. The event produced more memory per second than an ordinary experience would. When the brain reconstructed the duration from those memories afterward, the high density made the event feel longer than it was. It wasn't that time slowed during the fall. It was that the memory of the fall felt longer because it contained more detail. This is the mechanism behind why childhood feels long and adulthood feels fast. David Eagleman and neuroscientist Claudia Hammond both studied this extensively. A summer when you are 8 years old is full of new experiences, new places, new people, new skills, everything encountered for the first time. The brain records all of it at high density. The memory of that summer is rich, detailed, long. A week at 40 in a familiar routine produces almost no new information. The brain records very little. The memory of that week is thin. When you look back, it barely existed. The technical term is the novelty theory of time perception. New experiences generate more neural encoding. More encoding produces longer felt duration, both in the moment and in memory. Routine compresses time. Novelty expands it. The attention mechanism runs in the opposite direction during the experience itself. A boring meeting feels interminable, not because the brain is recording more, but because attention has no external anchor. With nothing to process, the brain turns inward and monitors the passage of time directly. Watching the clock, waiting. Each second becomes the object of attention rather than a container for experience. The interval between events stretches precisely because those intervals are empty. Eagleman's broader research established that the brain uses multiple independent timing systems, one for millisecond-level motor coordination, one for second-to-minute duration judgment, one for longer interval estimation. These systems use different neural substrates and can be independently disrupted. Drugs that affect dopamine pathways alter time perception dramatically. Stimulants compress felt duration. Depressants stretch it. Body temperature affects internal clock speed. A fever makes time feel slower. A body running cold makes time feel faster. All of this has a practical implication. If novelty expands felt time, then the subjective length of your life is not determined by how many years you accumulate. It is determined by how many genuinely new experiences those years contain. A year of routine passes in memory as almost nothing. A year of new places, new skills,